Ladies and gentlemen, the most dangerous thing in America is an educated black man. What they don't tell you is the most dangerous area in America is not the ghetto. It happens to be the barbershop. Why do I
Okay.
say that? Because that's where a lot of black issues are resolved and spoken about. That's right, folks. The barbershop is open. We smell the coconut oil. We smell the clipper oil. Smell it. Everything's locked down, but just close your eyes and imagine for a second. You don't hear the clippers, but you smell the machismo in the room. This is what I'm doing tonight. This is Beyond Borders. This is your favorite Kid Gravity. And tonight is part two of three of dating preferences. If you heard part one, I had three ladies on. My co host, Rose Gold, Nikki G out of Philly. She loves God. And Kristen Thomas. She's down there in Texas. You heard what they said. If you didn't, shame on you. Go on your favorite streaming platform. It's there. And also go on YouTube. The full video is there. I was 3-on-1. I wanted it like that because if I had another man on there, nothing would have got resolved. I wanted to make sure the ladies got all their points out because tonight it's our turn. We get silenced way too much. And I'm going to let myself and the fellas go off. But before we start, fellas, whoever wants to start, introduce yourself.
All right, I'll go first. Hi, my name is Harvey. I am one half of the Love is Black podcast. Just nothing epic. Me and the wife, we just have good conversations, and we thought we should just record it and have people listen in. So that's how it came about. We still young in the game. We still, knocking out the kinks and such. But we're just here, black couple, talking about life, how we're being treated in society, and just what we think about each other and our children and everything. So we're like a liberal arts podcast. Real, we cover everything. How about that? We'll say that. So that's where we stay.
Yes, and liberal arts is the most valued degree in America right now. That's right, I said it.
Yes, sir.
Don't get mad. But the other brother on the thing, introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gabriel. I am one half of the Ultimate Black Man Radio Show. I am a YouTube podcaster. Don't really have anything on like Anchor or Spotify or things like that yet, but I am working on getting some content uploaded to those other podcasting platforms. We are a podcast that is for black men by black men, but we also give game and advice to black women. We mostly focus on relationships, but we do dive deep into social issues, finances, spirituality, health, things of that nature. But my main focus and background is relationships. We're closing in on 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, so it's definitely a growing platform. I am pro-black. I am pro-family. So a lot of our topics center around family um, and how the reintroduction of family values, the necessity of the reintroduction of family values is potent or important for Black people to advance. Dr. Clyde Anderson said, in order for Black people to survive, that Black people must build a community. And all a community is a collective of families. And those families consist of a man, a woman, and their legacy, which is their children. And you cannot have a community unless you have that. And you cannot fight white supremacy or anything that comes against you unless you have a firm foundation as a community, which are the families. Families are essential for Black people to move forward. This is why your Asian communities are strong, your Hispanic communities are strong, your white communities are strong. Even though the men and the women may not get along, they do understand in order to survive, they have to have a firm foundation, and that's family. So if you don't have families, you can't even begin to fight white supremacy in the courts, the police system, things of that nature. So that's what we just focus on my channel. A lot of you guys probably know me from Nicole Michelle's platform. Shout out to her and the Inner Beauty Movement TV. I've been featured on there several times. I've been on her panel, so a lot of people know me from there. So you can just follow us on Instagram at Ultimate Black Man, and of course, you can subscribe to us on Ultimate Black Man Radio over on YouTube.
Promo is key. And it's funny that I brought up the word promo because in the age of social media, we do promote what we like. It could be pizza. Could be favorite place we like to go to. And tonight, we're going to promote certain dating ideals. Not promoting from our perspectives per se, but why men promote what they like and the reactions, either positive or negative, they get from society. So to begin, if you heard the show, you understand where I'm going to start. If you didn't, I'll explain really fast. One of the main contentions I had on our dating preference show with the females was my co-host said that we do not get backlash as much as black women do for who and what they choose to date. And I told her very, very nicely she was full of shit. We have so many examples. And she also accused me saying I only used one example and blew it up, which was a lie. I gave her at least 10. But just to remind you really fast of men like us who've gotten the shit kicked out of them for liking someone non-black, or even harder, someone that they think isn't black enough. Because we all know the paper brown test exists. So we'll start with the young brother. Well, he's not that young, but who remembers the controversy with Tyrese a few years ago when he got married?
Tyrese was in what controversy? I mean, I don't follow Tyrese that much, so I can't.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and you're kind of seeing this go on with Young Jeezy and that lady he's marrying, whoever her name. I can't stand that lady, but you're kind of seeing what's going on, and it's not because of her color of skin. She's just weird, but
right.
You're seeing it was similar to that. Like anytime black men date light-skinned women or half black, half white women, or
also
Asian,
throwing exotic. Throwing exotic
looking chicks. We're always judged, and there's always complaining going around. And what you're hearing is, well, why couldn't she be darker skinned?
Yes.
Why couldn't her skin be darker? Because really, colorism is not a male thing. That really comes from women. Women are the ones that are really obsessed with color.
Say that again for the females in the back that just twisted their heads, please.
Yeah, women are the ones that are obsessed with color. Women will not be friends with certain women because of the color of their skin. Lighter skinned women in school were bullied by darker skinned women because of the color of their skin. Mixed women were bullied and beat up by the darker skinned women in school because of the color of their skin. So men don't do that. Women are the ones that do that. You have a lot of light-skinned women or mixed women that have complexes about what they look like because they were bullied not by men, but by other women and by other girls when they were in grade school. Even to this day, certain sororities, they will not let you in if you look a certain color. You have to have a certain complexion. Hiring managers will not hire certain women. This is proven. Hiring managers will not hire certain women if she's a certain color. If the other woman is, if the hiring manager is a woman. So I mean, we can go down the list. This whole colorism thing. A lot of women get upset when men date women of other ethnicities or looks, but women are the ones that push this colorism thing. It's not men, it's women that actually do this. They define that standard. So.
Yes, sir. Quick story. When I lived in Queens up here in New York in middle school, this chick, now she's a light-skinned girl, and I think she was mixed. and she was taller than most of the chicks. And dudes were finding her attractive because she was kind of hood, but she still had that sweet demeanor. Do you know this chick went to jail for cutting a couple black chicks' faces because they were bullying her with a
Yeah,
razor?
I'm sure. I'm
Wow.
sure. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
So we seen this. We I seen light skinned girls have to fight every day because some dark skinned chick don't like them.
Yeah.
And like you said, this started from the women, and they love to accuse us and say that we're the colorists. I'm like, but you got to understand, a lot of these dudes came out of what? Single parent homes, and it's
Right.
Mm,
usually their mama.
Right.
mm.
Now, I'm
You
not
Right.
saying that dudes don't do it, but the number's not even close.
Right. Absolutely.
I see you. I hear you.
Yeah. So that
Yeah.
was the Tyrese thing. They said his wife wasn't black queen enough.
Yeah, they said she wasn't black enough because when he's singing his songs, they imagine that he's singing it to this darker skinned woman. And so when they see what his wife looks like,
Mhm.
even if she is black, it's like, oh, how dare he go get this light skinned chick?
Right. And
He's
even
supposed to be loving women like me, what I look like.
right.
Mm,
I mean, even he even said when he grew up, chicks were not checking for him like that. So he went where he was wanted. Ludacris went through the same thing. You look at some of the guys that did that movie, The Best Man. Two of them have non-black wives. They killed them for it.
mm. That's the
And
same thing for me. That's my life story. Now you said you Queens. I'm in Jersey, but I grew up in Long Island,
mm-hmm,
and that was it. It was a pretty nice neighborhood, so there wasn't a lot of black people in general. Obviously, black men.
right.
So when I was there, and I'm not saying I'm just I'm not Morris Chestnut in terms of looks. I'm not I'm not like that.
Mm-hmm,
So I wasn't. The sisters weren't trying to talk to me at all. You know who was? Were the white girls and Hispanic girls. So that's who I ended up dealing with because
right.
I was there. I would talk to them, but they weren't interested. Now maybe it's not the looks, maybe the personality, maybe because I don't sound like a black man is supposed to sound. Maybe because I don't, where I
Oh,
speak
did you get? Let me guess. You got called. He's like, "Why you talking white?"
exactly all the.
My
I
man.
still get it now. I still
My
get it
man.
now. So yeah, and
I
I'm
mean,
not.
I
I don't
mean,
sound
black
white. I
women,
sound educated.
yeah,
I could put a sentence together.
black women don't like dudes like that until they have all these bastard kids. That's the only
Mm,
time that they start to pursue men like that. While their bodies are tight and they're firm and they're young and they're fertile, they're gonna chase in behind the. But outside of color, the color doesn't matter when it comes to this. But is if he's a pretty boy or if he's a bad boy, they spend their youth and their good years and their prime chasing these no good niggas when they have been smutted out and their belly looks like a pack of ground beef and their titties are
wow.
sagging, their behind is sagging, and they got all these bastard kids hanging off their waist. That's when they turn around and they want to look for the dudes that talk white or got good grades or he's a bookworm. He's always reading his books. He's always watching anime. He's always playing games. Basically, he's just staying out of trouble. That's when they pursue dudes like that. Really, when it's too late.
Mm.
Right.
We tend to be around. Those guys are around, and not to say that the athletes or the better looking brothers aren't around, but those guys have a tendency to end up incarcerated or to end up just in different situations. But us bookworms, nerds, whatever, we around. We did school. We finished.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's a significant difference, and once it comes to that, then I
A
don't know
lot of
how.
those dudes that they chase don't go for skills.
Mm,
I mean,
mm,
black women are the only group of women that go after looks and criminal records. All the rest of the groups of
Jesus.
women,
Oh
yo,
wait,
yo,
all the,
yo, chill,
hold
chill,
on,
chill,
folk,
chill.
folk. Wait
Hold
a
on,
minute
bro.
before
That's wrong, dude.
before he go off. This is how he talk, folk. If you listen to his show, I've listened to at least four of his. This is how he talks. He's passionate about this. So don't think there's another Negro sitting there bashing black women. This is how he feel, and he backs it up with stats. I will give him that. He just doesn't say blanket statements. So go check out the Ultimate Black Man channel, please. But go
Okay.
ahead. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they listen. So they. Excuse me. What point was I making? I was saying that um
What we were
Only
talking about.
black women
Go.
look for prison, and what were you
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
I mean, yeah, they only go after dudes with criminal records and good looks. He has to be a certain height. You know what I'm saying? Only group of women in America that does this. White women don't do this. Asians don't do this. Hispanic women don't do this. They actually look for the man that is a provider. They look for a man that's going to pay the cost to be the boss, that's going to take care of them. They're not looking for men that are running around out here. Oh, he's six whatever, or he's under a certain weight, or he drive. Black women will date men because they drive a certain car, or black women will turn down certain men because they don't wear a certain kind of belt. Only group of women in the country that do this. And so when these men decide, well, you know what, screw this, I'm not wanted over here, and the Latinas are checking for them, and the Asians are checking for them, and the white chicks are checking for them, because again, they're looking for the best provider, not who has most swag. They tend to get upset because again, they're too late in the game to get they wake up when it's too late. A lot of sisters don't realize that they need to be looking for the provider instead of the cool guy or the guy without swag until they're 30, 35 years old. They've squandered away 15 years running it behind losers and deadbeats. And then they want these square guys that have dedicated their lives to their craft and to their skills and to building, financial prosperity and wealth. They expect these men to come in and play cleanup men, and they expect them to play it and do it with a smile. Only group of women in the country that do this. Black women are also the only group of women in the country. Every woman goes through a hoe phase. I did a whole video on the hoe phase. Every woman goes through a hoe phase, but they're the only group of women in the country that come out of their hoe phase with baggage. They come out of their whole phase emotionally beat down, physically beat down, spiritually beat down, and they have all these kids. White women go to college, they're doing trains and orgies and all this stuff. But when it's time to square up, they understand they cannot go look for a provider with all this baggage attached to them. So that's really the main difference when we are talking about the thought process of Black women compared to other ethnic groups in the country. This is also why Black women are the least married in the country as well.
It's funny that you brought up. Go ahead.
I just want to jump in. And while just keep in mind that serial killers, predominantly men, white men, obviously, right, those men are like fighting women off, and they're in jail, and they always have relationships. They get married, and a lot of times, and majority of the time, those killers, those men, those white men, are being followed or being respected by white women. For some reason, there's a group of women who want their men, and those have got to be the worst men in the world. So let's not just, and I know that's a small sample size, but just keep in mind, those are some bad men too, and they don't have a problem finding white women.
I understand that, but again, even in that, these men are providers. I keep forgetting they did a documentary on one of those serial killers out there in California. The dude scored super high on his IQ test, and I think he was like an engineer or something. They always talk about how smart he is, and even to this day, they actually use his voice in certain audiobooks and things like that. Even in looking at men like that and how women admire them, those men are usually providers. It's seldom that they're deadbeats. And I'm not talking about just serial killers. I'm talking about niggas out here doing petty crimes, running drugs, and they're always broke. You know what I'm saying? Pablo Escobar, built an empire. As shady as he may be, or as evil as he may be, and yeah, he was selling drugs, and technically he's a bad boy. He did build a multi-million-dollar empire. Pookie and Ray Ray on the street corner ain't got no multi-million-dollar drug empire. They got charges for petty crimes. Sisters they don't even know how to choose up properly on the dope dealers. If you're gonna choose a bad boy, the nigga needs to at least build something.
You hear that, black chicks? Did y'all hear this? What happened to y'all's intuition? What happened?
Pick the right drug dealer.
The right drug, exactly. Go for Frank Lucas. You going for what his? You going for T.I. character? What's wrong with y'all?
Yeah,
But it's funny you brought up prison. We're gonna shift back into the dating preferences. What is the nigga name? Jody Meeks.
Oh my goodness! Oh,
son.
What was his name? Prison Bay, something like that.
Yeah, Prison Bay.
Stuff. All the black chicks love that man. They love that man.
Light skin too, wasn't he?
Light skin with them green eyes, and his daddy black. What happened when they found out who he started dating?
Mm.
Yeah, when he started dating that white girl, they lost their mind. Not
Oh
under they.
no!
It goes to show how goofy a lot of black women are because they don't understand dudes like him. They're in the game to finesse. A
Oh,
lot
he's
of these
a nice
dudes,
modeling contract.
yeah, he
No, but
exactly
here's
the
the thing
dude.
though, too. A lot of people don't realize this. Black chicks actually got him that contract because they gave him so much attention.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And where did he
True.
go? Where did he go?
True.
He
He went
went and
straight to
got
the
a bunch.
top and
He
left y'all.
went
Left y'all
and left y'all
right
because
at the bus stop.
he understands that black women have a hard time doing one thing. And this is one thing a lot of men look for. That is cooperation.
Mm.
Black women have a
Mm.
very hard time cooperating. A lot of the women that I've dated, whether they've been masculine or feminine or in between, be sweet, young, old, single moms or not, most of the women I have dated have a most of the black women have a very hard time cooperating. And that is the number one thing as a man you should want and desire in your woman. It should be respect and cooperation. You can't get cooperation if you don't have respect. But she has to respect you and she has to cooperate. Black women only cooperate with thugs and deadbeats and losers. Those are the only men that they cooperate with. They do cooperate with men that are forward thinking, that are actually building something, and that stay out of trouble. Even when they have all those kids, they still do not cooperate with the men that stupidly will take them and their baggage on. They don't cooperate with them. So that's one of the main things he understood going into that when he got that modeling contract. Okay, sisters love me. I appreciate them, but I'm gonna get the cooperation that I need and desire with this white woman over here.
Right, because she's gonna
These
make me go to the
sisters,
top.
these sisters aren't gonna give me that cooperation.
Hmm.
Is there a difference between cooperation and submission?
Yes.
Because
Yes, it
I
is.
think
Yes.
Yes, it is.
you have,
Cooperation means you guys are going for a specific goal. So everybody has to play their part.
and I think
Submission
that's the
is
problem. That's the
submission is
problem.
well, I spoke about that too. I said that for y'all, that's a very dirty word because submission, you think that you're supposed to bow down to that man. No.
Right.
Submission means you have to give up part of yourself, just like the other person has to give up a part of themselves, so you guys can make your thing work.
Men have to submit too. A lot of
Yes,
folks don't
we have
talk
to
about
submit.
that, but
Right.
men have to submit as well.
Right. We both have to submit for it to work.
It
But
really should be called compromise, but it's neither
Yeah,
here nor there.
compromise is the word. But when we hear cooperation, I think some women,
yeah,
black
but
women,
see, here's the
hear
thing
I
with the
gotta be.
compromise too. People
Yeah.
think that compromise, you have a level of compromise, and some people think that it's not as equal to what you're going to give up. So,
Hmm. No. I think
but
that's the problem. I think you have women have expectation. If I'm cooperating with, I'm just doing what he wants to do, as opposed to what we should do together, and that might be the problem. That they
mhm.
don't see that it's a partnership, as
Oh
opposed
no, it's
uh,
a dictatorship with them.
that, and of
And
course,
then
not many people want to be a part
right,
of the
so you know what they
dictatorship.
Well,
say,
no,
you
no,
can
no. The thing is, sisters want to be in control. They want the
right,
men to cooperate with them. That's the issue. They
right.
understand what cooperation is, but even if they're not fit to lead, which most of them aren't, they want the men to cooperate with them. They don't want to have to do any kind of cooperation with the men, and that's why the relationships and the dynamic is so off balance these days.
Hmm.
You're supposed to cooperate with your man. Your man ain't really supposed to be cooperating with you. You follow his program and you align yourself with his dreams and his goals. This is the thing. If your core values do not match his core values,
Not gonna work.
by nature you're not going to cooperate. So you need to go somewhere else. But a lot of times these sisters want to get with these men and they want to force a change.
Hmm.
So if I'm real, if I'm really I'm pro black and I'm pro male, I can't stand feminists. If you're a feminist and you know that I'm this way, why are you entertaining me and considering me as a partner? We're gonna clash, bump heads and clash because at your core values don't match mine. So
Hmm.
off rip, you're not gonna cooperate. the stuff I talk about on my broadcast is going to offend you. The way I walk, the way I talk, the way I ask you to do things, that's going to offend you because our core values do not match. And that's the problem a lot of sisters have. They get with these men and the core values aren't matching. Because see, the thing is, even feminists and alpha women don't respect beta men, men that are weak and have no spine. They don't respect them. You know how many single moms inbox me or DM me or email me saying, "Hey, I liked your broadcast. I thought it was so good. Can we meet sometimes?" And I'm the biggest jerk when it comes to single moms. Why are they emailing me and DMing me and asking, "Can we go out?" Because I exude alpha male energy, and women are attracted to that. Even the feminists don't like beta males. So that's why they go after these alpha men, and they think that they can actually change these men when in actuality and in reality, they cannot. So that's where a lot of the cooperation breaks down there. The core values aren't matching. So a lot of these women, these feminists, they need to be with beta males, a man that's going to let you kind of run things instead of going after the alpha men. Because you need the man to cooperate with you, right? Because I'm an alpha. I'm not going to cooperate with you. You got to cooperate with me or you have to go. So.
Okay.
Shameless plug. I talked about that on my simp episode. It's up there. But we're going to keep it going. So we talked about Jordan Meeks or whatever the hell his name is. Mm. Let's move on to that brother. CJ King. Now, this really doesn't have much to do with dating preference, but it just goes to another underlining problem with our women that they can't, like Ultimate Black Man just stated, they don't like alpha males. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about him. I think what he said in that post was alpha, and I think it actually rubbed the swirlers wrong. Because I saw them on Twitter. They went off on him on Twitter. And it was mostly swirlers. So I wanted y'all's opinion on him. Because I think what he said, there was nothing wrong. I even had my wife look at it. She said he didn't say anything bad about black women. So there's nothing, she ain't got a problem with him.
I hear you. And I think I lived that life. He's pretty much saying, I guess they weren't seeing him. Then he became something. And now he's in a different level. And that was just me. High school, nobody was talking. Move up, all of a sudden, I'm in a different frame of mind. I look different as I did before, so I could see it. I think he just said a lot, and you kind of put a lot of truth out there. People aren't really willing to handle that much truth that fast. That might have been the problem with him putting it out like that. But I agree. I didn't see anything negative with what he said either.
Yeah, I just kind of broke that down. He didn't say anything wrong.
No.
Sisters just hate the truth.
Ooh, I'm gonna write that down because when we do the big show, I want you to repeat that because I want to watch them women's faces when you say that again.
Yeah, dude. Listen, black women hate two things. Well, they hate three things. They hate competent men, black men. They hate truth, and they hate accountability.
Oh, so, no. Don't shoot that bullet. Leave accountability alone. We're gonna have a show about that. Don't shoot that bullet. Not shoot that bullet. Leave that bullet alone. Take that bullet out the chamber, brother. not tonight. Not tonight.
Man, if you mentioned that, I'm doing an accountability
show. I'm doing an accountability show soon. I just save that. If you want to come on for that, you can come on.
I got you.
Save that. Okay. Let's go back to dating preferences. Okay. Who's ever seen The Best Man?
I've seen The Best Man. I have.
It was a good movie. I didn't see the sequel, but the first one was good. Now, the dude that played Augustus in Oz, and I forgot the other brother. I forgot the other brother's name, but I'm going to focus on him. Now, his wife is white. When they showed that woman at the premiere of Best Man Holiday, black chicks went nuts. They weren't checking for him. Now, he was married to her since 2002. So they're almost 20 years deep in the game.
Yeah.
How do you get mad at this man?
Right.
Michael Coulter. They
Yes.
booed his wife on Wendy Williams. So much so they edited the clip when they put it up on YouTube. I saw the show live because I like him, and he was promoting Luke Cage season 2. So I wanted to see if they were going to show any clips. When they showed this man's wife, you heard the claps go to boos. I was like, "Are y'all serious right now?" And the dude is even looking at the audience. He's like, "Wow, really? Y'all gonna do me like that? All right, cool." Then we had. Now I know everybody in the world knows this brother, and this one is hidden. I don't think a lot of people picked up on this one. Haven't y'all noticed that Denzel Washington, outside of 2 movies he's done, all his women were black?
Absolutely.
Do you know the reason why?
I have no clue.
Okay.
Is that by design?
No,
He do? Are you
check it
saying
out.
he can't?
I'm gonna explain it. Whoever saw Mississippi Masala?
I haven't seen that.
Huh?
I've seen it.
Okay.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen it. Okay. So basically, he was in Africa. He's playing an African guy who fell in love with an Indian woman whose father was in Uganda. So he considered himself Ugandan. But you know, they had those racial tensions back then. That was like during apartheid and stuff like that. That brother got so much backlash for that movie that now you see outside of Out of Time and Training Day and American Gangster, he's never been married on screen to anybody else that's not black.
Mm.
And the
You
only
remember
reason,
Pelican
and the only
Brief?
reason,
They even had him.
well, Pelican Brief, he wasn't with Julia Roberts. He was just on screen.
Right. And that was supposed to be the part. I mean, that
Right.
book
That was
is,
supposed to. He was supposed to be her wife, and his wife, and he was
and they
like,
separated it because
right,
they didn't think even
right.
somebody as big as Denzel couldn't be with a white woman, a star like Julia Roberts.
Mhm.
And that says a lot. That says
Yeah,
a
American
lot.
Gangster, they had to do that because it was part of the story.
Right.
Out of Time, his non-black wife was his ex-wife. And even at the end of the movie, they were only talking about getting back together. So they left that open-ended. In Training Day, they basically, you didn't even know. He said it was his wife, but you know how we play that game. So, but you never saw them kiss. And it's
even
just
Denzel,
even Denzel caught it. And y'all know black women love Denzel.
They love that nigga.
I don't know. Love is love unless it's black. I don't know. That might be the thing. That's what they thinking. I don't know. I had forgotten about Mississippi Masala. I may have to watch that again.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? You was talking about the best man.
Mm-hmm.
The best man. What, Holiday? That's the second.
Yeah,
one.
Holiday. That's the second one.
Right. You should watch that because you were talking about accountability. Now you're going to do a separate show about that.
Yes.
Before
I know what you're talking about.
Before you
I'm
do
saving
that,
that one's loaded. I'm saving
oh
that.
my God. I can't even. I watched that so upset. That killed me. And I
Mhm.
love those movies, but the first one bugged me because, there's only accountability on one side in both of these movies. So,
Save that. Don't shoot that bullet.
No, I
But
put it
it's
away.
like, yeah, but it's like, I get it. Men, people, you know what it is to us black men, even though we get hated on so much, our voice travels. So in essence, everything we do is magnified. And I explained this on the other show. We have to stand on everything we do or say because number one, we're men. But number two, as black men being so marginalized out here, everything we do is going to be criticized. And I said to him, I was like, listen, we can't date anybody that's not dark skinned without someone saying something wrong, like you guys said. Like Todd Gurley took a picture with a cheerleader and they went off on him. That wasn't even his girl. So it's like, what are you supposed to do? You're either supposed to be an incel, but they'll call you gay, or you live on what you like and you have to get nasty tweets or an Instagram post, and then if you respond, you're wrong for responding. So it's like, damn, you can't win.
Why? I mean, that seems like a whole different podcast. Why? What caused all that? What's the problem? Why can't people just be happy?
Do you really want to go with that question?
No, I don't. I'm saying I feel
Don't
like I
touch that
set up
question.
like your next episode. Like that's the next one because that's a deep.
Well,
That's
when
a
we do the mass one, I will bring that up.
right.
But if you guys want to chime in on anything I might have missed, you can go ahead. So I want some education on this.
On what we talking about, Ian? Specifically, what?
And
Yeah.
like, okay, let's play that game. Why don't black chicks like Latino girls? Let's just get that out in the open. I'm sure Gabe probably has a hypothesis on that.
Yeah. So, when it comes to things of that nature, like why they don't like Latinas or like it's a jealousy thing. A lot of times they wish they had their skin tone. And a lot of times black women have had such a stronghold on black men for so long. Um, they are having a hard time coming to grips with other women taking or snatching their men. Um, they can't fathom that. See, black men are supposed to be with black women just because she's black. Doesn't matter how loud she is, masculine she is, controlling she is. Um, that doesn't matter. He's still supposed to be with her because, again, she's black. And again, for so many years, they've had such a stronghold on black men that they're finding it very, very hard and very, very difficult to let their stronghold go. Okay, that's part of the reason. And again, as I mentioned earlier, it's just jealousy. A lot of sisters wish they had that skin tone. And truth be told, too, black women just don't want to see black men happy. Let me say it
Nigga,
again. Let me say that again.
nigga. Wait a minute. Where's this timestamp? 37:18. Nigga, they gonna control you. They're
Let
gonna
me let
control
me
you.
say it. I want to make sure. I want people to hear me loud and clear.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
Folk, I told you.
Black women don't want to see black men happy. Have you seen niggas with Latinas the smile on their face?
The nigga. Oh, he's still going. Wait a minute. We're
Have
gonna
you
have to.
seen
Oh,
No,
niggas with
no,
Latinas and the
no.
smile on their face? You see niggas with a lot of these sisters and the soul has been sucked out of their body.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
And I'm
goodness.
someone I only date black women. But I'm no dummy. I noticed the obvious. Them niggas be you see a lot of them like those Latino women, they cook for their men, they're presentable, they have bodies like sisters, a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? They can cook, clean, they cooperate, and they're beasts in bed. They're beasts.
who,
I have to
who remembers
have
the
you.
dust up? Who remembers Trick Daddy got black women in their feeling?
Yeah. Right. So
Yo,
it's
can I
just
can I
that.
just make can I just make a comment here?
But
Basically, if you saying that black women don't want to see black men happy, and I don't think I entirely agree, but does the rationale fit that black women are mad that black men aren't with them and they don't want black men to be happy, so they want black men to be with black women so
Yeah,
that they're not
sure.
can I
happy?
But
answer that?
again,
Is that
Let
the
me
is
answer
that the
that. Let me
line?
answer that after Gabe.
yeah, but the thing is, this is the thing. So there's truth to that, but see, the black women, they know what they need to do in order to make black men happy. They just refuse to do it. Now they'll go over here to White Zaddy and
Do
cooperate and
whatever he says.
do whatever he says. They'll go over there and do that because, of course, I'm not gonna get into the whole code, but they'll go over there and do what he asked them to do. But as a black man, you won't do it to me because see, you really got daddy issues.
Mm.
Your daddy wasn't
Mm.
there, and you mad at your daddy. So you want to come and make I kind of look like your daddy because he black and I'm black, and he was 6 feet tall and I'm 6 feet tall. and my voice deep, or my voice light, and his voice was deep, or his voice is light. See, I remind you of that nigga. So you want to come make my life miserable because again, you thinking about how he just abandoned you. I'm just trying to love on you, my black sister. But you want to make my life miserable because see, internally, subconsciously, you want to make me suffer because you want to make your daddy, your black daddy, suffer. So that's why you don't want to. That's why you want to make my life miserable.
Wow.
That is a big problem, but you know them chicks ain't gonna admit that because
See,
y'all
they
they
have
love Obama.
abandonment
They love
issues.
Obama so much, but his mama white.
But
But he
they
was
like
Michelle.
Obama because Obama is a beta male.
That is true. And remember, black chicks went off on that man and put Michelle over because he was laughing with that white woman, and then she got
Right.
mad and had to change her seat.
Right, yeah. Black women like Obama because he's a beta male. White women like Donald Trump because he's an alpha male. This is why you had feminists that hate
That
Donald
hated
Trump.
Trump and voted for him.
They voted for him in office. They're gonna do it again in
Again,
2020. Trump will win the presidency in 2020 because white women are attracted to
to power.
alpha male energy and power. White women are they understand that if they want to have a chance to survive, if they want to ride the Bentley and live in the 4,000 and 5,000 square foot home, they have to have a man in power. Black women are the only women in the country that don't see it that way. They feel like they can go get it, even though they're discriminated against in the workforce and in entrepreneurship and all these other areas. They want to try to put it on their back and they want to try to go get it, but it does not work like that because your man has to be the one to go get it. He has to be the one to have the power because he has the DNA to exert that power. You cannot exert that power because it's not in your DNA as a woman to go out there and go get it like a man can. This is why white women, feminists that can't stand Donald Trump, but they put him in office because they know in order for them to survive, they have to have a man in power to continue the legacy and to continue white people being so dominant and being in power. Black women are the only women that do the reverse. They voted for Obama because he was weak, and they knew that Michelle was the one who really ran that relationship, and it was something that they can identify and relate to.
Breaking news: black women. Let me answer this since y'all like cracking on Trump on Twitter. Go look at his cabinet positions. Go look at the people that he's employed on the White House. What don't you see in there that you saw mostly in Obama? And that'll tell you everything. Yeah, my man over there is looking at me like, what is he talking about? I think he just got. You know what I'm talking about, Gabe. It's been 4 years. What black woman did you see at the podium during Donald Trump's administration? Who?
Man.
Who did you see at Obama's? Loretta Lynch, Susan Rice. And Susan Rice getting caught up right now. I'm glad for that.
Yeah, she's getting
Who does Donald Trump surround himself with? Alpha chicks.
Yep.
Say what you want to say about Huckabee Sanders. Yeah, she wasn't that good looking. Whatever. She could command the room, and she held her own. The new chick he got, she's killing the media right now.
But you notice they know how to acquiesce to him.
Mm-hmm.
And follow
they
his
know
lead.
how to.
Yeah,
they know how to explain that man.
I'm masculine all day, but
Hang
when
on,
he come
Harvey.
in the room,
Harvey, I want you. I'm going to give you a little assignment. Go look up a Loretta Lynch press conference and listen to how she talks. She talks like she's the president. Watch what I tell you. Go listen to it.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, but we went off on a little bit of a tangent there. We did. Back to dating preferences. So black women are allowed to date who they want, correct? We're in agreement with this.
Right.
They're also allowed to date who they want and say what they want about black men, correct?
Yep.
Now, Serena Williams. We all love her, do we not? She's the greatest. She
Know
won a
that?
tournament pregnant. Don't know how impressive that is, but okay, fine. Because I don't want black women mad at me, we'll say it was impressive. Even though there was a woman that just said she was pregnant and she won whatever. I don't care. We're gonna leave that alone. She's with a beta male, is he not?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
definitely a beta, but he's smart.
He's a smart beta. But see, you see the caveat you threw in there, that adjective, smart.
Mm.
He got 10 millions invested in Reddit. So if
And
Reddit ever gets sold,
he's gonna get
he's gonna
some
get
of her
billions.
money. Yeah, he's
Watch
gonna
what I
get her money.
tell you. If he don't cash in on that Reddit, he gonna end up having to pay her. If he cashes in, she's gonna run
Yeah.
because she don't promote this man. It's only her and her daughter.
That's true. I've always thought that strange. You wouldn't even know she was married when you see
She
her.
Uh,
promoted her
she's
coach more than she promotes that man.
she settled for him.
Yes,
She settled for him.
yes. After going
She
through rappers and
Yeah,
Amari
after going
Stoudemire.
through right, after going through all of them, and none of them niggas would get her pregnant. She got some goofy
Mm-hmm.
white dude,
Mm-hmm.
and she's not really proud of that nigga.
Nope.
And he don't really care for her.
And he a
But see,
simp. Let's call
he's
it
a
what it is. He's a
simp.
simp.
He's a simp. But he looks at Serena as a bag. He
Right.
looks at Serena as a bag,
And a
and I
golden
be
plate at the cookout.
absolutely. And see what ends up happening when these sisters get with these white dudes. These white dudes wait to the perfect time. Even they do this to white women too. Adele's going through this now. Adele's fortune is 144 million. That's her total
No, I think it was
net worth,
161. 161.
something like that.
Yeah, but she
The
got to pay
husband's
off.
divorce. Yeah, the husband's divorcing her. She's going to get half. He's going to get anywhere from 30 million to 75 million dollars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what these white dudes are doing. They know how to get in the game. When he's a beta or a simp, the white dudes know how to finesse the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what that dude Serena is with. They do it to white women too, but they really hunker down on black women. See, white men understand they have the advantage going into court systems
Mm-hmm.
because it's a system of white supremacy. So the courts are gonna always side with them. That's why these dudes they make sure when you notice when they get with these dudes or when they get with these women, they don't make as much as them. In fact, they don't even make half of what the women make. And when it's time to divorce, and a lot of them are in these blue states, California, where
Mm-hmm.
the divorce laws are so brutal that when it's time to divorce them, they're going to get half of their fortune. So however much Serena is with, when he gets tired of her, he's ready to go back over in white society and take the bag with him. He's
Mm-hmm.
there. I think they're based in California. When he divorces her, he'll get half of whatever she has, even though he got money too.
But
When
his
the
money
courts
ain't
look
long
at
as
that,
hers. His money
his
ain't
money
long.
isn't near as long as her, so he'll get half of whatever she has.
Mm-hmm.
So
And it's funny you brought that up too, because Jodie Turner Smith just had a baby with Joshua Jackson, and he ain't been in nothing in years.
yeah, man.
The affair, I think, is the last thing he did. Yeah.
Damned if I know what that is. But the point is, if he get tired, he gonna get broke off. Cause she in that Bond movie, so I know she got money.
Yeah, she got
She got a
bread.
nice chunk. So if he get tired one day, he see that nice blonde, bleach blonde, and he's like, I'm good. He- I'll do the every other weekend with the kid, but yeah, get me off. That's why if you heard me on the dating preference show, I laughed so hard when they brought up Aisha Tyler. I love that story.
Yeah.
He took her to the woodshed. She was crying on film. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's when I said, you know what? Maybe the tide is turning for men. I mean, it would be nice if all of us stand in unison and say, listen, y'all got to change these laws, or we not paying no more child support. But child support's that's another episode for another day, because I have a lot to say about that. But back on these preferences. So we know, like I said, we know that black chicks can say whatever they want and date whoever they want. We're scrutinized. They crossed over, ladies and gentlemen. They did the ultimate sin this week. They decided to go after LeBron James' son just because he decides on his own TikTok to put up what he likes. Go after a 15-year-old. Swirlers did it. Insecure black chicks did it. No context, no nothing. Asking where the dark skinned sisters and the queens at. And we're going to talk about that word really quick. Y'all are not queens. You're not. You have to build something to be a queen. I'm sorry. That's all I'm going to say on that. I want to talk about this because that LeBron thing pissed me off. Do you understand where this boy started liking girls? He was in Miami. Around private schools and country clubs and upper echelon Miami businessmen and communities, which are what? Mostly white and Hispanic.
Asian, no doubt.
And some Asian. Now he lives in California. Now you're adding the Asians into it. There's not that many black girls. I looked up the stats. There's not that many black people at Sierra Canyon High School. There's not. And the school is very expensive to go to. How do you go for a 15-year-old? And it was mostly the swirlers doing it again. I want to talk about the swirlers because they pissing me off. But 15, a young boy who liked light-skinned dudes. Then they said on some report, this chick said, his mother is a strong black queen. What does that mean? Like, notice, his mom didn't even come out and say, why y'all attacking my son? He left it alone. Because I'm sure she wanted to say something, but LeBron probably told her, chill. Just let him talk. But it's like, I don't understand why this kid ended up on your radar.
It's context. That's all. That's the thing with him. You basically explained his context. He's not around them. He likes what he sees. He didn't grow up with a bunch of dark skinned women and decide he didn't like any of them. He likes what he was around. That doesn't mean he hates his sisters. But you take one phrase, you blow it up to have it mean what you want it to mean, and then women are upset. It doesn't make sense. And secondly, why would LeBron or his wife don't need to say anything? Why would they care about a few random people online talking about their son? He don't need that. He doesn't need to talk about that at all. That's not worth his time. It really isn't.
I don't know. I'm petty like that. If that was my kid, I would have said his body, his choice. Shout out to the feminists.
But it's not even necessary. They upset
but it's not
all day and then move on. And now what? I don't even think I hear them anymore.
No, like one of the swirlers did a 6-hour live stream on that.
Say what?
They did a 6-hour live stream about that. How do you talk about a 15-year-old for 6 hours? I don't understand.
That means you got nothing else to talk about. I mean, nothing else is going on in your life but talking about a superstar's child. You need a hobby. You need something to do.
I guess. I don't know, bro.
A lot of swirlers are upset that black men get the top echelon of non-black women while they're over there with Struggle Bob and, Struggle Steve. When they see, this is the thing swirlers do not tell you about the game, about the swirl game. When swirlers get with white men, the swirler is usually the breadwinner, okay? He's usually the breadwinner. Kyle is not paying all the bills for Shaquika, okay? She's not doing that. It's not.
Damn, 2 Q's in the name?
Okay, yeah. It ain't happening, okay? He's not paying the cost to be the boss with her. So she's a workhorse. That's one thing. Another thing is in these swirl relationships, these white men, they continually demean the swirlers.
Say it again.
Okay, these white men in these swirl relationships, they demean the swirler.
One more time
So
because they're at the ice cream truck right now getting the vanilla and chocolate swirl. Go say it for them. The music is about
yeah,
to stop. You got 3 seconds.
when Kyle and Bob and Steve are dating these swirlers, they demean them in the relationship or marriage. So that means they ghetto gag them and they make them do role play as slaves and they call them ghetto bees and you little stupid black whore. They say this to these women, okay? And a lot of times when they have kids, they demean the kids as well. So they'll call the kids stupid little niggers and, you know, call them black bees. And it was one incident where a white supremacist, he killed his biracial daughter.
I saw that.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So they don't tell you about all the horror stories in the real game, what's really going on when these female swirlers are dating these white men. If you flip the coin, most of the time when black men are dating out, the woman is cream of the crop. Usually, okay?
Usually.
Yeah.
Usually. Now there are exceptions to the rule, but
Well,
for the
yeah, because
most
they love
part,
saying we only get fat white women.
right, they love saying that, but for the most part, most competent black men, if they're out here dating a white woman or Latina, like LeBron James' son, I'm pretty sure these chicks are top tier. Okay, they're jealous. This is why you have a swirler talking about a 15-year-old for 6 hours because she knows it'll be a cold day and you know where before she is able to even
Dude,
think about.
this show is marked E, so you can go ahead and let it out.
Okay, Ben. Okay, Ben.
I forgot.
okay.
I usually announce that, but topics like this, I allow the E to go.
Okay. Yeah, it'll be a cold day in Hades before she would even dream of getting an upper echelon white man that would actually love her and care for her. Most white men that date black men, that date black women, only date them because they see them as a fetish.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Check this out. And y'all know who.
Yeah.
Well, Gabe, you play in them streets, so you know who I'm fixing to mention right now. Crystalline Carrison. I hate
Oh
that.
yeah, man.
I hate that woman so much.
She's special.
Dude, she don't even, her white man don't even go on camera. Think about that.
Because those white dudes don't want to be with them.
Exactly.
They're with them to either get a bag or to live
Right.
out some
Now, Harvey.
slave fantasy.
Right, Harvey. This
Yo.
woman admitted on film that because she has 4 kids. Now, the first one was with a black dude. The other 3 are with the white man.
Okay.
She admitted on film because her kids were having piano lessons. The black kid could not participate because her daddy did not pay child support.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
See, they don't tell
They
you
love
that.
propping up that white man, but then don't got one. And then they got mad when I did the show and I said that we tend to marry non-black women more than they do, but the divorce rate is high. But I found out that that's actually not true. They actually get divorced more. It's just it's not reported because unless it goes through the courts, it's not really reported.
You're saying black women who date white men get divorced more than black men?
They either get divorced more or they're not even divorced. They don't even get to marriage.
Okay. Okay.
So they love promoting him, but they don't have him. But at least with black men, if they're promoting non-black women, they're with them. Absolutely. That's why they have so much problems with the passport bros, which goes back to what we were talking about, dating preference. Those brothers decided, I'm just gonna go leave. I'm gonna go to Brazil. I watched a whole documentary on black dudes in Brazil. This dude said he went down there for vacation with his man for 2 weeks. He's been there 11 years. I watched this one documentary. Dude was in Thailand and he got a whole restaurant and he loved his restaurant and he's with a Thai chick.
Man,
I think it also stems from the military too, because
they have so much peace, man. It's just it's undeniable the peace that these men have. They're not coming home with a woman that wants to fight with them. They're not coming home to a woman who might call the cops on me, and it might be my last day living. Because she don't call the cops on me, and the cops, they see I'm black, they hate me because I'm black, and they shoot me in the streets, and he gets off and goes on to become a millionaire because all the white supremacists don't raise money for him to live a comfortable life. You know,
what was the last story you've heard of a black man killing his white wife?
Right, absolutely.
They love bringing up OJ.
Yeah.
But OJ
And I'm still not convinced he did
OJ
that, but
didn't
I'm
do
going to leave
it.
that alone.
OJ didn't do it.
But I can tell you a story. Who remembers that model 3 years ago who jumped off the hotel with her kid because the daddy was getting custody of the kid?
Yeah.
Who was that?
I forget. She was some famous model back in the 90s. I forget her name at the moment, but she jumped from her hotel with her kid and jumped off the top of the hotel and killed them both because dad was getting custody.
Wow. That's terrible.
Yeah. But it's like, I don't get it. Like you said before, just love who you love and just keep it moving. But it's like they want to police our penis. And it's like, there's no point because we can't police your vagina. Because if we did that, then y'all complain.
Black women do everything but what they need to do. They want to police penis. They want to complain. They want to cry. They want to moan. They want to say they're going to date out, which doesn't work because white men don't really want them. But I digress. They do any and everything but what they need to do to secure themselves. See, other men aren't really dating because they try to push this narrative that other men are choosing them. That is a lie.
They're really not. They're choosing to date them and wench them out. They're not.
They bedwench them out, and black women equate sexual access and sexual activity with actual love, and that is not the case. Just because he smuts you out does not mean he's dating you or he wants to be with you. White men don't take black women serious because black women don't respect their own men. So if you don't respect your own men,
when are you going to turn on
earth would you date? Why on earth would I date you? Because it's just a matter of time before you turn on me. Because we don't even have anything in common. You don't have any allegiance to me. The reason white men are so obsessed with Asian women is because Asian women have an unwavering loyalty to their community and to their men. This is why white men are so obsessed and they are so into Asian women.
Right.
With black women, you get the exact opposite. So black women aren't being chose like that by other groups of men. That is a lie. They always say, well, I'm going to date out. But they can't date out because nobody wants them. And I'm not trying to sound bitter or sound like I'm hating. I'm just speaking facts. You're the least married group in the country for a reason.
And even down there in your city, I ain't going to mention it because they're going to troll you. Y'all have a big black population. How many marriages you think down there?
Yeah, man, many. Most black women, I'm going to say this, on the program. I don't know when you're going to upload this, but...
Well, I'm going to put it on YouTube.
Okay. Most black women will not be married. Okay? I'm going to say it again.
That is true.
Most black women, okay, will not be married. Especially over the age of 25. It's over for most black women. Not trying to be the bearer of bad news, but black women, they can't even... When I'm on Nicole Michelle's show and I'm modding her chat, you have other black women attacking her, teaching femininity. And when I saw that, I said, it's over. Black women, a lot of sisters, they have too many kids, they have too much baggage. My dog's barking.
Go ahead.
They have too many kids, they have too much baggage, and they have too much emotional issues and mental issues that go unaddressed. Totally different topic for another day.
Oh yeah, we did like 2 or 3 shows on that already.
It's too much for them to recover from. So I tell a lot of these sisters, look, if you're over the age of 30, let me tell you something. Just go ahead, get familiar with cat breeds.
You raw for that.
Pick you a favorite cat.
You raw for that.
Learn about their allergies and everything.
Dude,
and just go ahead and get you a cat.
Yo, Gabe, you raw for that. Flag on the play. You raw for that. You raw for that.
It's
Nah,
gonna be the
me.
only
no, but don't
companionship most
be
black
like the
women are
chick in
gonna have.
Houston. No, be like the chick in Houston that married herself.
Oh,
Yeah, they
Like
they,
that
they
chick.
just yeah they they just need to I'm just trying to give them a reality check of what's to come. Look at what's going on in Japan. The Japanese government is begging the men to screw the women.
Yep.
But because there's been so much feminism entering the country, since that's what a lot of them tell. They want to tell you because them niggas working so hard.
Oh, it's
It's so
feminism.
much feminism entering the
Mhm.
country. That's why the men aren't procreating with the women. See, this is what the feminists don't tell y'all when they tell you to sign up for feminism. It's so much feminism entering the country. The men said, I would rather be by myself and die alone
Mhm.
before I commit to or change to feminist
Yeah. And
ideology
then
or
they won't
commit to
even tell you
feminist
that their divorce
ideology.
rate is going up.
Absolutely. So that's what I'm telling you. The same thing that is happening in Japan, I'm going to do a show on that. The same thing that is happening in Japan is going to happen in Black America. The men are going to say enough is enough. See, men are talking right now, and
Oh,
Black women
that's the
need
most
to
dangerous
embrace
thing.
this. But I'm going to tell you where Black women messed up, and I knew it was over. When Kobe Bryant died, and Black women were attacking Black men for crying, I said it is over with.
Over.
Black women are done. And when Black men stop talking and they begin to date other races, and more Black men get more passports and go overseas to get wives, it is going to be game over for Black American women. Black American women have ran the yard for so long. They don't want to do any kind of adjustments. They don't want to become more feminine. They want to keep adopting feminist ideology. It is going to be game over. You're going to have Black women get on platforms begging Black men to come back to them and sleep with them, and Black men are going to say it's a no-go. It's going to be over. It's going to talking is going to cease. That same thing that's going on in Japan right now, I'm telling you, ladies, it is coming to Black America, and it's not going to take 15 or 20 years. You're going to see this happen in the next 5 to 7 years.
Nah, it's gonna be sooner because I have this theory. When Trump gets back in, I'm just gonna okay, Black men. This is for y'all. I want y'all to listen. I want y'all to listen to me good. When this man gets in November 4th, I guarantee you within a month. Yeah, Harvey, get closer to the camera. I want you to hear this, my brother. I guarantee you the media is going to leak out the numbers on who voted for this man. And I guarantee you that shit is gonna be 30% Black men. If you thought we were getting hate now, it's gonna be worse than what we got in 2016 when they found out it was 15%. The dumb
Oh,
Black women are going to abandon us, which is why he said the passport bros and the SYBM men are right now, they're the ones that are coming up, and more dudes are going to start adopting those principles. They're not necessarily going to just wave off Black women, but they're going to be more selective.
A
And
lot of
what's going to
Black
end up
dudes.
happening too? Guess who they're going to go after? One straight out of high school. Watch what I tell you.
Yeah,
Because they know those are the chicks that they can change.
a lot of dudes are gonna stop sleeping with Black women too. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of men are just gonna become more intelligent when it comes to their seed.
Yep.
And you're just gonna see a lot of brothers. They're gonna stop sleeping with Black women.
Or if they do, guess what happens? They're gonna wait till the baby's born. They're gonna run to court and ask for
Right,
custody.
and a lot of men are asking for custody now. A lot of these
Mm-hmm.
women aren't mentally fit to be mothers. When I dated single moms, I no longer do. But when I did date single moms, a lot of the moms were emotional wrecks. They had severe mental, especially that last one I dated. Her mental issues were through the roof. I mean, you got anxiety, bipolar disorder, control issues, personality disorders, you
Mm-hmm.
name it. So,
Yeah, and it's funny you brought up Kobe too, because remember when he got in trouble, black chicks. I was on Facebook in college. Chicks were already shooting their shot when he announced that they might be getting a divorce. They were ready. As soon as he bought her that $18 million ring and they reconciled, they all turned on him. When he died, 48 hours, they turned on him.
wasn't even
It's
that long.
not even just because the black dudes were crying. They said that she might have killed, she might have sacrificed him. LeBron might have sacrificed him because he passed him the night before on the scoring list. they're saying that she had him killed because she wanted the $600 million. This is his penance for raping the white girl, and all this dumb shit. And I was watching it, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, this man just died. His kids have no father, and this is what y'all choose to do. And again, it came from the swirling community, so we got to preface that. They were the main ones going after him. I actually argued with swirlers for 2 days on Twitter because they brought up. I told them, if you're gonna go after Tommy Sotomayor, you need to go after Ghetto Gaggers first because they do way worse. And I told the dude this today too. A black chick had to left and went to Africa because her tape got exposed to the world. So she had to go. She's hiding in Africa now.
Yeah, the main thing I want people to take away from that Kobe incident is that was an opportunity for black women to embrace black men and let them know that they love them, and instead they doubled down on their hatred and vitriol
and followed white reporters shitting on Kobe.
Right. It was really sad, but when I saw that, I knew it's over. It is over.
And then you watch them put up all the memes about Dwayne and Whitley and Will and Jada and all that. I'm like, y'all are so fake. Y'all don't want black love. Y'all ain't like them because them chicks were dominant.
They want dominating love.
Right.
They want to run things. They want to be able to their husband to submit
check this
to
out.
them.
I want to hit you with this. Now those two examples I gave you. What example don't they show you? Very famous dude.
What?
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay.
They don't show that. Beyonce knows she's a dominating woman, but she know when she in the house, Jay-Z runs shit.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is the only reason why she's a billionaire. But they don't promote that. They promote fantasy love. Now, you know they're going to give, if Lupita ever gets with a non-black dude, you know they're going to give her a pass.
Well, they'll just say that the brothers didn't come for her. That's what they're going to say. And that she has no choice but to get with a white guy. That's what that's
But I'm praying that Lupita gets with a brother, man. I'm praying about that one.
I don't.
I mean, man, no white dude know what to do with all that, man.
I mean, well, listen, she was born in Mexico City, so she has an excuse if she likes Hispanic people. She has an excuse.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Kate don't want to hear that bullshit. Kate don't want to hear that bullshit.
Nah, I'm praying she get with a brother, man. We need her. We need her on the team.
But here's the thing: you already know if she gets with a brother, they're gonna criticize the brother.
Oh yeah.
So your dog agrees.
Yeah, even Max agrees.
Yeah, and it's like there was another one. Who was it? And this one was recent too. What was it? Okay, how does Steph Curry's wife? How you see how they don't give her a pass, right? Is she black? Well, she mixed, but
right.
You know, for black intensive purposes,
she's black. She's light skinned. She's black.
Yeah,
but she mixed.
Aren't both her parents light skinned?
I
don't think she's mixed.
I could be wrong.
I think both her parents are light skinned, just like Steph's parents. Both his parents are light skinned. Right. They're just some light skinned folks.
Right. Remember how black chicks loved her kids?
Yeah, of course.
Until she said that shit.
Because listen again. Black women are the ones that push the colorism thing. They have an obsession with kids with blue eyes and blonde hair. Black women.
Say it again for the ones looking at the Crayola box, please.
Yeah, black women are the ones obsessed with kids with blonde hair and blue eyes. Black women are the ones that run around saying they want a mixed kid. They want a kid with good hair. Black women do that, not black men. Black women.
Speaking of good hair, remember when Chris Rock made that movie and he went on Oprah?
Yeah, man. I remember.
And that black chick stood up.
Yeah.
But we're gonna talk about it another day. But it's just funny that, again, our preferences are not preferred from the world, because And black chicks, I'm gonna say this to you. I've said this to my wife many times, and I've said this to my co-host as well. You know how they love running around saying chicks like Kim Kardashian and all these other white girls want to be them, so they do all those stuff. White girls ain't checking for y'all. You know who their competition is? Gay brought it up. Asian women and their own. They white women know they're in a civil war right now with Asian chicks. They're coexisting right now, but we're gonna see that war coming soon. Y'all don't even rate on their radar. And now they're amassing forces because they know the white looking Hispanics and even some of the dark ones, they're coming for white men too. So they're fighting a war on almost three fronts. They'll send maybe four after you guys and just shut you down, which is going to happen after this election when the corporate structures get back to 100% efficiency. You're going to start seeing a lot of black chicks losing their jobs, those middle management jobs, because that's a great segue into power in any corporate structure if you could start in middle management. So y'all need to stop with this and focus on your own community because the world's watching us and they're starting apologizing to us black men and the children. Y'all not gonna get this apology. They're pitying you guys right now. They're letting you have it because they're making money off of you. When the money stops flowing, you gonna see how they really feel about you. Jody Turner, you better do what you do because if you don't, Pacey gonna take your money back to Dawson Creek over there. That's right, I said it. Serena, you think you gonna get some of that Reddit money? You not Janet Jackson, ma. You not. You play a sport. Janet Jackson can go in the studio right now and make a hit. When's the last time you haven't even won the last two U.S. Opens? You got beat by 20-year-olds, both who are not fully black. So you in some trouble. And I gotta get on the men for this. Y'all gave her way too much power. The way y'all black men were lusting after her. Y'all gave her too much power. That's why she can say what she says and do what she does. But that's another subject for another day. I'm sure Gabe's gonna yell at me for that. But I'm gonna tell y'all now. You know what? I'm gonna save that bullet when we do the mass show. I'm gonna save that bullet because I want to watch the reactions when I say it. But I don't think there's anything else. Who else could we? I mean, we could run down the list of black men, but that's not fun. I'll save that for that show. What else could we talk about? I mean, we have what? Maybe another 15 minutes. What else could we?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm because I have to actually record my Doja Cat recorded content.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know
Um,
what? We'll go. We'll end it off there because
yeah, we covered a lot.
we did. We did.
Yes,
And
sir.
ladies, we don't hate you. We just understand you.
Yeah, I only date black women. I don't date other women. I have no intention of being a passport bro. You know, shout out to them. I
Right.
only date black women. The darker the skin for me, the darker the beer, the sweeter the juice. Okay, I only date black women, but I am not an idiot, and I see things. And as a content creator, an influencer, I have to address things when I see them and call it as I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And black women are in a lot of trouble. Shahrazad Ali has been trying to preach to them
Talk
for
to
the
them.
last 35 years,
Talk to
um,
them.
and they still won't get that game.
Talk to them. I have to put
So
in the bedroom. Talk
yeah,
to
she's been
them.
trying to teach. She's been trying to teach these women how to cater to their men and be with their men, and they spat on her and called her all kinds of names and was all mean to her. They do the same thing with Nicole
Mm-hmm.
Michelle. So a lot
They
of
did the
these
same thing to
women,
Amanda Seals, and I don't really like that chick. But
I
when
don't
she
like
said
her
y'all gotta
neither,
stop,
but
when y'all gotta stop idolizing white men, I said, you know what?
mhm,
She's right.
absolutely. So I I, there's a lot's gonna have to change for them. Um,
Brother,
I'm
it's
rooting
too
them.
late. It's too late for the women
It's a
our age.
lot,
It's too
and
late.
again, I'm saying this. I'm telling you, women, I just a lot of things I called 5 years ago, they're coming to fruition now. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be over. I'm telling y'all, a lot of you guys refuse to change. You don't want to get better, and a lot of you sisters are going to die alone. That's why I'm pushing this, and we as Black folks, we gotta build a community in order for us to survive. And you spend so much time fighting against the men and fighting against the feminine women that you're going to look up one day and nobody's going to be trying to help you out. Everybody is going to walk away from you and your hard exterior and your masculine demeanor, and they're going to let you lose. You're going to have kids. Your kids are going to throw you in a nursing home. They're going to go on about their lives, and you're going to live a miserable existence. You're going to be in your bed at 70 and 80 years old watching the Word Network, catching the Holy Ghost in your bed, and you're going to have some 19-year-old CNA who doesn't like her job. She's going to half wipe your ass, and you'll be getting bed sores.
Because she
All
reminds you of her
because,
mama.
absolutely, all because you didn't want to adjust.
Mm.
You did not want to be more feminine. You didn't want to cooperate with your men. You didn't want to acquiesce the power to your men. You didn't want to submit. You didn't want to cooperate. So it's going to be game over. These brothers are going to stop talking, and it's coming soon. When they stop talking, you are in trouble, and it's game over.
Mhm. And them young girls coming up, them 19, 20-year olds going to college, you're going to start seeing more of them dudes trolling around at the gates waiting for them to get out of class.
All
They're
right.
not going to they're not going to
So
deal with the 30 and 40-year-olds anymore. They're
yeah,
not.
I wish a lot of these sisters Godspeed. I wish you well. I'm praying for you. I really am. I want you to win, but I know how it's gonna go. So I just wish you the best. And I hope things work out for you. But if you do not change within the next couple years and change quickly and let Black men know that you need them, it's gonna be a very lonely next 40, 50 years for you.
Okay.
True words, brother. True
Yeah.
words have never been spoken. Black women, we're going to sign off now. You skin tone genders. We love y'all. But I hope y'all listen with a open mind and an open heart. But we all know that's not y'all's preference. I'm going to put this up and I'm going to tag stuff into it. Y'all going to see it. And I'm sure the swirlers are going to come for us. I could care less. Come through. I got a lot to say to you. This is how the brothers talk in the barbershop. Right now, we're getting the alcohol put on us because we about to get up out the chair. The nigga's gonna overcharge us, but hey, you gotta do it to look good. So please, once this goes out, please listen with an open heart and an open mind. Because when we do the mass panel, we know it's gonna be a free for all.
Am I gonna be on this match panel?
If you would like to be,
Oh my goodness, man! I don't
I,
know if
I
they
put you
ready
in the
for
group.
me.
I put you in the group. I put you in the Instagram group, so you'll see all the messages. If you want to be a part of this, because I'm
Man,
gonna I'm gonna test out this Google Meet thing because I got an
dude,
email on it. They said I could have up to 100 people, so I think they're
dude,
trying to get to Zoom's lane. So if this works out and I can have at least I'll do a 5-on-5 full court press, we gonna get that done because I already know the ladies that I had before they want to be in on it.
oh man, I know I'm gonna bring the
Oh
frying.
yeah, they
Frying.
ready for. They're gonna be ready for you, brother.
That's fine, but
Yeah,
here's the
that's
thing:
fine
I
too. Yeah.
figured out on
Hey,
that I can mute everybody, so we're not gonna have it.
hey, if it get out of
We're not gonna get
hand,
that done. Everybody
hey,
gets muted.
hey, listen,
Yes, sir.
listen. Facts can change feelings. Feelings can't change facts. And I
That's a
only
fact.
bring facts to my arguments. So I got numbers to prove everything I've said.
I do too.
Understood.
So it should be good.
We discussed dating statistics.
Yeah, I'm not saying black women are completely their concerns aren't valid. I'll never sit here and say that.
Right.
They have valid concerns, and we can address that when we talk with them.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, the community is in the shape it's in because of the women. So But I will stop with that. I can go on and on. Man. I
Yes,
got to get
no,
ready to
save that for your
record
Doja
this.
Cat because I know you're gonna go off on her.
Oh yeah,
And
I'm
then
peeking,
Wednesday,
man.
remember Wednesday, we're gonna be doing. I think I'm coming on your show, on your live show, and we can recap this because I'm gonna drop this on Wednesday, so I want to make sure everybody listens to it
Okay.
before
So
I
you
come on.
dropping this Wednesday? Just tag me when you drop it, and I'll share it on
Yeah,
my platform.
yeah, I drop everything on Wednesdays at noon, so
All right,
it'll
sounds
be
good
up
to me,
there. So
man.
send it to everybody. Let them listen to it. I mean, you could listen. It's gonna be an hour and a half, so you can listen to
Okay.
it.
All right.
So
Yeah.
it's not
Okay.
that long.
Right. All right, man.
So
Thank you
before
for
we
having me
go,
on for real, man.
yeah. So before we go, y'all just promote yourselves again,
Okay.
and then we'll sign off.
I'll let the other brother go first. You can go ahead, man.
Thank you, sir. Again, Harvey from the Love is Black podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Love is Black Podcast, Twitter, Love is Black PC. Pretty much it. We're just talking about life in general. Maybe not as serious as this is, but we're gonna have to pick it up. But
Mhm.
we talking about life. And thank you very much for having me on this. It
No
was a pleasure
problem.
speaking
No
with you,
problem.
gentlemen. It was good.
Man, gotta talk. Man, gotta talk.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Gabe, if you wanna start this
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you having me on Key Gravity. Again, my name is Gabriel. I'm one half of Ultimate Black Man Radio. You can find me on Instagram at Ultimate Black Man. You can find me on YouTube. Just type in Ultimate Black Man Radio. You'll see the picture of the microphone and Malcolm X. You'll know you're in the right place when you see that. I have a lot of good content coming to the channel. I just recently received all my computer parts, so I'll be building a PC that will actually enhance the production value of my podcast and my YouTube show. There are a lot of things we need to discuss as men and women, and that will definitely be the place to do that at. So I'm excited. I'm excited. So you can find me there, and anybody that's on Facebook, you can find me, Gabe Bell. You'll see my Ultimate Black Man Radio logo. And if you have any questions, concerns, you can email me at ultimateblackmanradio@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. See, black business. You promote, they promote, you build together, you build a nation. Black people. That's how you succeed. Damn colorism and all that. Get over it. People like what their libido likes. Can't fault pheromones and testosterone and hormones. Can't fault that. If you try to police that, then like you said, you'll be at PetSmart looking up cats while the dude is over there porking anything moving. But we're gonna leave that alone because I want to save. I have about 2 clips worth of stuff, and 2 magazines worth. I want to make sure the females get all this. So I'm gonna sign off. The brothers are gonna sign off. Take care. Stay safe out there. I ain't got it. And be well.
Peace.